How we doing today, guys? It's Jesse with the Common Man Corpus Christi, bringing you news and politics through a common sense lens. And here we go. More Disney wokeified stuff. From The Blaze, woke Disney removes boys and girls from park greetings to be inclusive. Now, I don't know how much of you guys care about a lot of this cultural stuff if you're just more into the news and politics of the things that I normally cover around here. But I want to cover this Disney stuff because I want everyone to understand why culture is so important. Because, like, the famous Andrew Breitbart said, politics are downstream from culture. Now, whether how much of that you believe to be is true or not, culture is going to influence our children. Culture influences the younger people around us that don't necessarily pay attention to the news and politics like the rest of us do that are actually paying attention. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing per se. That's just the default of a lot of people unless a lot of this stuff's directly affected their lives. And so many people in our world are just sheep or drones, if you like, NPCs for those in the nerddom that know what that is. These are people that just go through the motions and don't really stick their head up above water to see what's going on. Okay, these are the kind of people that the spirit of the age and the woke cult is truly going after and have been for a very long time, which is why they have such a foothold in all of the institutions we see around us, whether that be colleges, news media, Hollywood, or in this case, even Disney, right down to their theme parks. All of this is affecting. This is why we have to pay attention to culture. This is why you have to be on the lookout for all of this woke agenda BS, all this leftist cult mentality in every form of media that you consume. You have to pay attention to things like that. You have to be on the constant lookout for it. This is why I started my nerd channel, The Common Nerd, to cover pop culture, to be able to highlight the good things and cry out against the bad things, because culture matters. Culture affects the normies. Culture influences the normies into voting for people they don't know anything about. Culture matters, so we have to pay attention to these kind of things when they're happening. All right? So, this is to help inform us as to where we're putting our money and who we're supporting. So check this out. From The Blaze, woke Disney removes boys and girls from park greetings to be inclusive. And you know what really makes me sad about this? I have never had the chance to check out Disney World before in Florida. I've never had the chance. And this makes me think I might not ever get the chance to go and see this if things don't change. So I don't know. That's what worries me, and that's why I'm fighting back. I want the chance to take my kids to Disney, but not with stuff like this going on. Disney amusement parks will no longer refer to boys and girls as boys and girls in park greetings in an effort to promote gender inclusivity, a company executive said in a video. We provided training for all of our cast members in relationship to that, so now that they know it's hello everyone or hello friends, Vivian Ware, Disney's diversity and inclusion manager, said in a video conference call posted by City Journal writer Christopher Rufo. War said the company was in the process of changing all of its recorded messages to delete any mention of ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls. They're literally going to go through and delete this crap. It's so insane. This is what happens when we sat on our butts lazy for so long, not paying attention to this kind of stuff. They've completely taken it all over, and now look at the fight. We are literally in an uphill battle because we didn't pay attention. We want to create that magical moment with our cast members, with our guests, she said, and we don't want to just assume because someone might be, in our interpretation, may be presenting as female that they may not want to be princess. Last year, Disney World in Florida replaced its longtime greeting, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from the Magic Kingdom fireworks show with the phrase, "Good evening, dreamers of all ages." A company spokesperson told the LA Times that the switch was part of a broader effort around diversity and inclusion. And there's your key words, boys and girls. If you hear the word diversity, if you hear the word inclusion, and especially in combination, that's how you know to turn your listening ears on, because it's about to get woke. We want our guests to see their own backgrounds and traditions reflected in the stories, experiences, and products that they encounter in their interactions with Disney, wrote Josh D'Amaro, chairman of Disney Parks and Experiences and Products, in April 13th, 2021 blog post. We want our cast members and future cast members to feel a sense of belonging at work. In other leaked videos shared by Rufo, Disney executives have boasted about implementing a gay agenda by creating pro-LGBT plus content for children. Disney's corporate president, Carrie Burke, has stated a desire to increase the number of queer leads featured in Disney's content. I think I covered a lot of that in the video the other day. A video featured a Disney production coordinator who said the company is exploring queer stories and creating stories with numerous gender nonconforming characters. Yeah, like I said, we've got through a lot of this. Disney has also taken an aggressive political position against laws progressive claim are anti-LGBT, including Florida's parental rights and education law, which we talked about, which stopped gender identity being talked about as classroom instruction through K through 3. 70 employees supposedly walked out. Disney employees walked out, which from my understanding is the majority of them were in California. These people weren't even in Florida. I think there was only one person that was actually seen participating in the Florida protest, and there's not even any confirmation he even worked for the damn company. Yeah, they also said that they're going to fight back against it. And then in an open letter published last week, anonymous Disney employees detailed how the company has come to be an increasingly uncomfortable place to work for those of us whose political and religious views are not expressively progressive. Yeah, because this was from Walt Disney claiming their diversity. They warned that Disney should continue to take public political positions on controversial issues. It could alienate many of its customers and contribute to divisiveness. And that's kind of my whole point with this, is you need to know, and your friends need to know what kind of stuff's going on at these companies and why it's so important to... Look, I get it if you want to keep your Disney Plus subscription, right? There's a lot of classics on there. There's an archive of movies that are appropriate for your children, longer than any of our legs combined. I totally understand that. I get that. But at the same time, if you're going to do that, you have to support other forms of media out there. The Daily Wire just announced yesterday that they are launching kids shows. PragerU has cartoons and books out there for kids now. There's other places to go for your media. There's other places to go for your entertainment. I understand the convenience of some of these streaming services. I totally get it. I'm the ugly American when it comes to all of that stuff just as well. I hate it when my internet gets a little glitchy. You know what I mean? I'm first world problems all the way kind of guy. I get it. Okay? But at the same time, you have to be consciously aware of what you're supporting and when you're supporting it. Remember the fact that your cell phone was made most likely by a Chinese slave, that the clothes you are wearing, okay, were only made available because of people that are paid next to nothing to produce them. That's why it's all so cheap for us as the United States, okay? I'm not saying to strip naked and run around the whole world as a freaking, penniless monk. That's not what I'm saying. That's not possible in the world if we want to be effective doing anything. What I am saying is be aware of the stuff you're doing and be aware of what's going on and be aware of the kind of companies you're supporting, so that way whenever a chance comes up to support an alternative, that's what you go and do. Support the alternatives so that way they can grow and be just as big and be fair competition about companies like this, so we can stop giving our money to companies like this. But hey, that's just my common sense take. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hit that like button if you enjoy my content. Subscribe if you are not already, and share this with all your friends, because you know how the YouTube algorithm is. There ain't no way anywhere else. There is no any other way anybody's going to ever see this unless you share it. So, this is Jesse with the Common Man Corpus Christi, bringing you news and politics through a common sense lens. Thanks for watching.